Hey you guys. Okay, so for this dance class today, I wanted to talk to you guys about weight distribution in your feet. So I'm going to show you some exercises. Um, you're going to hear some noise because my roommate's cats are going crazy right now. Just disregard. So basically, exercises I'm about to show you, I've mainly done in ballet, but I've also used them a lot for other dance styles as well. And I think it's really important to do these exercises to gain more flexibility in your feet and to build strength in your feet. It also helps increase the flexibility, increase ankle strength. So if you have any type of weakness in your feet, or even struggling with some sore feet, or if you have pretty flat arches in your feet and you tend to get a lot of pain in that area, these exercises and stretches are really good for you. So I know in one of the other dance classes I showed you ones. It was really stretching for other parts of your body, but I did that one stretch where you're sitting down and you're articulating through your feet, so you're going flex, ball, point. So this is similar. We're going to do something pretty much just like that, but standing up and incorporating a few other things. So when you go up on what a lot of people call your tippy toes, when you rise up into releve in your feet, you want to make sure that where you place your weight in your feet is where it's supposed to be, or else you'll be prone to injury and you're not going to be able to balance. So that's really key to making sure you can balance when you go up, rise up on the balls of your feet, or go on your tippy toes, or in ballet terms, releve. So, I'm just talking about going up like this. Okay? So, when you distribute your weight, when you go up in releve, you want to make sure that your weight is spread between the first 3 toes of your feet. So your big toe, second toe, and third toe. Okay? So I'm not going to do anything in first position turned out or anything. I'm just going to keep everything parallel, keep it pretty simple. Because these exercises I'm going to show you, just doing it like this, you're going to start to feel it. You're going to get sore. It's definitely going to work out your feet, and it's also going to work out the calves. So it's really good in strengthening the lower parts of your legs for dance and anything, any other physical activity you may be doing. Okay? So when I rise up, notice how my ankles are squeezing together. So I squeeze here, I squeeze in my inner thighs, and I make sure I'm not rolling out like this. So see how there's this big space right there? And my weight is going towards my pinky toe. You do not want that whenever you're balancing up on the balls of your feet. That's called sickled position. So when you sickle your feet, not only is it not pretty, but it's really bad for your joints. It's really bad for your ankles. And positions like that cause injury. And it's also very uncomfortable to balance in that position. That's not an efficient placement for balance. Okay? So if you want to get really good at your balance, especially in different technical styles in dance, these exercises are for you. Okay? So I make sure that I spread my toes out on the floor. So these techniques are also really important for when you're walking. A lot of us actually walk in an improper way. Okay, so you want to make sure you're not gripping in your feet. You want to make sure you're spreading your toes out. So this is a good way to get your feet warmed up too. Just start wiggling your toes, making sure you spread them out. Really make sure you feel the floor, feel grounded. Start moving them around and make sure that there's no tension in them. So then when you rise up, see my toes stay spread out, and I'm spreading out that area where I'm balancing at. Okay? I'm squeezing my inner thighs together, and my ankles are squeezing together right there. There's no space. So my weight is going straight down here. It's being spread between those first 3 toes. Okay? So one of the exercises, the little stretches I do first, I'm going to stand like this so you can see. So I'm going to take one foot, cross it over the other, and let me scoot back a little bit. I'm pressing the top of my foot into the floor. Now this may feel a little bit uncomfortable, okay? So only go as far as you can when you feel a light stretch, no pain. There shouldn't be any pain. So you're stretching out the top of your foot right here. And you want to make sure your heel is pressing forward so it's not sitting back like that. It's pressing forward so that there should be a straight line going down from here to your toes. There shouldn't be a curve going that way. See? See the difference? So here, I suggest holding on to something like a countertop. Right here, I'm just pressing against my door, and I'm pressing into that. So I bend into that other knee, and really stretching out the top of my foot. And I'm going to do it the other way. Really stretching out the top of that foot. Okay. Now, next. Before we start practicing rising up and going into our balance, I'm going to make sure my legs are straight, really lengthening through the back of the legs. And let me scooch back so you can see. Okay, cool. So, hopefully you guys can see at this angle right here. I'm going to go ball, point, ball, flat, all the way down. Ball, point. So now when I go up into point, my weight is all the way on the other leg. When I go down to ball, my weight splits between both of my legs. Down. Ball, point. This is also a really good exercise to get yourself centered and grounded. Now I switch over. My weight is all the way to my right. Now I balance between both of my legs and slowly down. Ball, and then point, ball, flat. Good. So I like doing that exercise and taking deep breaths because it helps get me centered. Now, from here, this exercise I'm about to show you never gets old, okay? So this is really good for strengthening your ankles, your feet, your calves, stretching them out, working on your balance. So from here, let's switch back some more. So I'm gonna rise up. Well, actually I'll do it the other way first. So I'm gonna bend and plie here, and then I'm gonna roll. Okay, so see, I'm still bent. It's just now that I'm pushed into this forced arch position. And then I'm gonna straighten my legs up. See that? And then I'm gonna slowly roll down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna repeat the process. I'm gonna plie, bend, roll up into this forced arch, stretch, lengthen up, stretch all the way through the top of your head, and slowly come down. Still squeezing my ankles together. Okay? Now, there's another way you can do this. So you can roll up. Well, actually not roll up. You're going to go straight up this time. Straight up. Bend. So don't do what I just did with that wiggle there. It's just my toes are a little tight. So you're going to make sure when you come up, straight up, bend into that forced arch position. I like to straighten back up here and then come straight down. So this version goes straight up, bend, straight up, and then slowly come down. Okay? Then this last part, this little last exercise I'm about to show you, it seems like it's super easy, but this one you will start to feel it really quickly. So we're going to come straight up. Now you're going to take light presses. I don't know if you can see that difference. You see me pressing forward? Scooch back. I'm going to press forward. So I'm pushing my arches forward. See that? Still staying straight and tall, lengthening through my back, lengthening through the back of my legs, and pressing. 2, 3. And I do little pulses like this. And then slowly come down. If I need a break, I'll bend again. And before you do these, I do recommend you stretching beforehand. So doing like a basic calf stretch like this. Pressing your leg back, like that, switching feet, bending the back leg and then straightening it to get your calves stretched out. Because this right here, these pulses will start to ache after a little while. You'll really start to feel this. And then, once time goes along, you can start practicing letting go one hand and working on letting go of 2 hands. Okay? So that exercise, if you do something like that every day, just for a few minutes, it's actually really helpful in strengthening your feet, the arches of your feet, your ankles and your calves, and getting that flexibility in your arch. And if you struggle with foot pain, having weakness in your feet, this is really good for you. If you have flat feet and it tends to bother you in the types of shoes that you wear, or even if you have problems with the way you distribute your weight. Because I know for me, one of my problems is that I tend to roll in like this. So can you see there how I roll in like that? How my weight is going towards the insides of my feet, not like that. I'm rolling in. That's one of the things I've struggled with for years, is rolling in like that. You want to make sure that you spread your toes out. You want to like imagine a straight line going down from the middle of your knee all the way down here, and my arches are nice and lifted. Okay, so this is also going to help relieve back pain, because there are so many things tied into how we stand, how we walk, how we balance. It'll help relieve back pain, lower back pain, all the way up through your body. So I know these exercises seem kind of boring, but I promise if you do these just a few times a day, you'll really start to notice a difference in your body and even how you carry yourself. So it'll help so much with dance and just everyday life. All right, love you guys.